Start. MTC 2124, Exercise 1. Too many people regard science as a collection of facts and formulas. As important as scientific explanations are to science, studying science requires more than just learning about the products of science. Teachers who are unaware of the actions of science hold an incomplete view about the science learning their students should experience. Presenting science to students as an accumulated body of knowledge addresses only one aspect of the broad culture of science and will give students an inaccurate and limited view of the discipline. Teaching science with too much emphasis on the content would be like teaching language arts by providing students with a few nouns but no verbs and expecting them to construct sentences. Likewise, effective science teaching incorporates a healthy balance of concepts and skills. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 2124, Exercise 2. Play is the arena where the imagination still reigns. One kind of thinking linked to the imagination is divergent thinking, also known by the corporate cliché, thinking outside the box. Play is also one way of measuring creativity. Young children typically score very highly in divergent thinking. They are quite familiar with the idea of playing. But when school starts, our society begins to shut the door on the imagination. In its place, we commence teaching and valuing the logical and linear thinking that supports coming up with one right answer. This is called convergent thinking. At this point, scores in divergent thinking begin to diminish significantly. This is not to say that we have no need for the convergent skills that are associated with words and numbers, but convergent thinking is not enough for a present and future where we don't even know the right questions, much less the right answers. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 2124, Exercise 3. Kids, especially teenagers, are hard to corral for anything, especially lectures. That's why it's important to weave money lessons into life. Did your son get a check from grandma? It's a great time to finally take him to the bank, open that savings account you've been talking about, and help him deposit the money. That also leads to discussions of interest rates and choices between, say, certificates of deposit and regular savings accounts. Are you about to buy a new family laptop? Have your kid help you shop around for it, and, if you can, allow him to keep a portion of the difference between the price at the local electronics store and any better deal he can find you online. And when making a big purchase, say, a car, take your kid with you to the lot and discuss negotiation techniques. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC 2124, Exercise 4. For many college students, the language, ideas, and burdensome length of traditional texts are so off-putting that they fail to read more than the first lines or pages. When students lack the attention span, critical thinking skills, and motivation necessary to read an entire novel or play, how can they learn to grasp the deeper significance and meanings of these texts? While there are no quick-fix answers to this literary gap, traditional texts still have value for our contemporary society and should be taught to our students. Not as summaries on a Wikipedia page, but as entire works. Good fantasy literature and film, when incorporated appropriately into more traditional course content, can help bridge some of the intellectual and cultural disconnect that impairs many of our students. Whether used to instruct underclassmen in the basics of literary and philosophical inquiry or with more advanced students to further these ideas, fantasy offers a unique lens of understanding for contemporary students. MTC. Good job.